Trump, tyranny, digital IDs, and other notes from the edge of the narrative matrix. Authoritarianism continues to surge under the Western Empire. Ken Klippenstein has drawn attention to the fact that President Trump has signed a national security directive which expands federal power to disrupt individuals or groups which foment political violence, including before they result in violent political acts. The president's memorandum states that such groups can be identified by, quote, anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, and anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the United States government, extremism on migration, race, and gender, and hostility toward those who hold traditional American views on family, religion, and morality, end quote. Meanwhile, as Trump is falling all over himself to spin lefty vegans as a massive extremist threat, an Iraq war veteran just shot up a Mormon church and killed 4 people. If you're looking for institutions that radicalize Americans toward acts of terrorism, don't look at mosques or Antifa or trans rights activists. Look at the U.S. military, because veterans of the U.S. war machine are where a hugely disproportionate number of these extremist attacks are coming from. In the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced that digital IDs will be required for anyone who wants to work, a move that has sparked significant political backlash throughout the country. You can tell intuitively that digital IDs aren't being pushed for the benefit of ordinary people just from the fact that 0 ordinary people have been asking for them. You'll see people clamoring for their government to do all kinds of things depending on where they're at on the political spectrum, from giving them better health care to stopping immigration to legalizing weed to making prayer mandatory in public schools. But one thing you never see is ordinary members of the public demanding that the government create a digital ID system and force everyone to participate in it. Literally never. It's a completely top-down initiative with 0 grassroots demand. This is because conventional systems of identification have been working out more or less fine for general members of the public for generations. What digital ID systems provide that those conventional systems do not is a significant increase in the state's ability to surveil and control the population and their online behavior. This doesn't benefit ordinary people, but it does benefit our rulers. The more control they have over us, the easier it will be to keep us propagandized and consenting to the status quo, and the harder it will be for us to rise up against them when it's time to remove them from power. That's the only reason you're seeing governments scramble to shove this bullshit down our throats without anyone ever asking for it or voting for it. Here's a tweet by the journalist Jordan Ull. They won't accept 2 states. The proposal of a 1-state solution where everyone has equal rights is a non-starter. What other option is there? Comment from Caitlin. There are exactly 2 other options. 1, violent resistance, or 2, consenting to the elimination of the Palestinian people. Hamas went with 1, and the Western world has spent 2 years furiously condemning them for not choosing 2. A major promoter of digital IDs is Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, a surveillance proponent and virulent Zionist who has poured unprecedented amounts of personal wealth into the IDF. Ellison's family is in the process of shoring up control over TikTok, Paramount, and Warner Brothers Discovery, giving them control over legacy media outlets like CNN and CBS. Ellison has been in a neck-and-neck race with Elon Musk this month for the title of wealthiest person on Earth. Capitalism elevates the worst among us. The ones who will claw their way to the top under this system are the most ruthless and sociopathic members of our society who are willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead. They then use all their power to advance their own interests and manifest their own vision of how they think the world ought to be, which is always going to be horrible and detrimental to our species because they are horrible people. When you create a system where sociopathy is rewarded with wealth and where wealth equals power, you're naturally going to find yourself being ruled by sociopaths. The sociopaths won't stop being in charge until we dismantle the system which turns them into royalty. I'll never forget the day I saw reports that there was a shooting at an ice facility, and the ammo had messages that were anti-ice in nature on it. And I'm thinking, anti-ice messages? Like what? And then the FBI chief posts a photo of bullets with literally just anti-ice written in pen. False flags and cover-ups are getting so lazy, it's bringing a whole new generation of leftists back around to embracing conspiracy analysis like it's the Bush administration. They're coming out with 2 separate scripted shows about October 7th for the second anniversary of the 2023 Hamas attack. The problem with using October 7th to justify a genocide is that it was just a single event 2 years ago, while the genocide is happening every day. So they have to keep coming up with new ways to make people feel like October 7th just happened. Films, shows, new mass rape stories, etc. It's time for Westerners to move on from our "are we the baddies" moment to our "let's actually stop being the baddies" moment. It's great that we're gathering all these insights into how profoundly evil our governments are, but at some point you need to stop gathering lumber and start building.